What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Another video here for you today, and today we have another video with our sport card investing videos. And if you're new to the channel, first of all, I appreciate you being here. I hope you enjoy this. If you enjoy sport card investing, anything with sports, entrepreneurship, we do a lot of that on my page, on my channel. Appreciate it if you drop a like and subscribe. All right, so first off, I want to talk about, what your plan is for 2021 with the NBA season coming around. The NBA season, whether you love it or hate it, that is what triggers sport card investors the most. Yes, football is nice. Yes, baseball was very good as well. Soccer is huge. But basketball, the market explodes with basketball each and every year with the playoffs, whether it be the bubble, anything and everything with basketball cards. It's huge for the whole market, football and everything. A lot of hype is around it right now, and that's fine. But I want you to be careful when getting into this hobby. And, you have to understand your goal at the beginning of it. With that being said, these boxes that are coming out with NBA, they are going to be very, very pricey. And that's fine if you are a guy that wants to buy boxes and rip them and try to get the rookies, whether it be Zion Williamson and Ja last year. Now it's going to be LaMelo Ball and, a couple other guys. This year is going to be down, in my opinion. But LaMelo Ball's card is going to absolutely explode. And sky's the limit for him. I think he's very good. But with that being said, I think that you should definitely have a strategy when investing in the market. And if you are a guy that wants to buy boxes and rip them, that's perfectly fine. Do breaks. There's all types of ways to make money when buying the boxes. But I personally think that it's a good idea, a good strategy to find a player, whether it be a rookie guy that's coming out of this class or find a player that's, been in the league a couple years. He's, already made a name for himself, and invest in that guy. Yes, it may be a little bit more expensive. Yes, it may be you're only getting one card, but hey, you're getting the guy you want. Most of the time, in my opinion, it's going to be already a graded card, and there's no real risk involved at that point with buying a box and maybe not even getting the player. That's the thing. I mean, some of these boxes are $200, $100 for a $20 retail box, and you may not get anything in that box. And that's fine. That's part of the game. But that's just my 2 cents about buying boxes versus buying a player that you want and just going and getting it, paying the price, and enjoying that card and sitting on it, selling it, whatever. So like I mentioned, find your guy, invest in your guy. But before you do that, be sure to do the research. Understand who you're investing in, why you're investing in him, and have a plan, have a goal. Are you buying to hold? Are you buying to sell in a month? What is your plan? In the end of this video, I'm going to give you a couple pro tips that I have figured out and that I'm kind of starting to understand. And I'll go ahead and mention one of those. One of those, I'm going to give you 10 guys. None of these guys are going to be rookies that are entering into this class. If I had to buy rookies in this class, that's fine. LaMelo Ball would definitely be the guy to buy, in my opinion. He's going to be a guy that does it all: rebound, assists, scores. He's got the media. He's already had the media. He's going to be a great player. You can already mark that down, and his card's going to explode. He's going to have Michael Jordan kind of connected with him. Levert, his dad, is a marketing genius. Whether you like him or not, he's a beast. So that's kind of one way to look at it. But I'm also not going to be really investing heavily into last year's rookies. Whether you want to think about Ja and Zion as generational talents, which I do think that they are generational talents, I don't see their card exploding as quickly from where it's at right now. I mean, Zion's card with just the preseason and exhibition games is already up to like $700 graded, and that's awesome. I do have some of his cards I have more raw cards, which we've talked about that in a previous video. Raw cards, just when I mention this, is going to be cards that are not graded. Graded cards are obviously graded. So, Ja, Zion, they're going to be great. They already are great. Those are guys that I would and I am investing in, but it's more of a long-term hold for me, not to flip quickly. These guys that I'm going to be mentioning in my top 10 for buying before the season, during the season, that is going to be guys that the price point is not extremely crazy. I do have a couple guys that I'm investing in that are kind of getting up there, and sorry about that if that's kind of out of your price range, but I feel like in this list you're going to be good to go really with whatever type of investor you are, whether you're beginning the hobby this year or you've been in it a while. So let's jump right into my top 10 on players that I'm investing for in 2021 in the NBA season. First off, and I'm kind of going to go from the, I guess, least to my best player to invest in this year. And I do expect these players that I'm pointing out right here, their card, what it is right now, to double, triple what it is at the moment. And I'll put it a little price point of what their card is right now. Maybe a month from now we can look at it and see, hey, this card was $80, now it's $150. I'll try to do something like that. I think that'll be cool, and we'll look back at it later on into the season. So first and foremost, to start the list is Andrew Wiggins, guy out of Kansas, number 1 overall pick, and he was very highly touted out of college. Went to a big university with a lot of popularity. People seem to love him. Went to the Timberwolves, kind of went downhill, and now he's going to be playing with Stephen Curry. And no Klay Thompson this year. I think Andrew Wiggins is going to have a opportunity to be a really good player for this team, and he's going to have to produce. There's going to be a lot of media attention on him because of Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry's card is amazing right now, and it's very high, and he's an MVP, champion, and this is going to be good for Wiggins, and I think it's going to elevate his game, and you're going to see him take it to the next level. He's still very young, not a rookie. Again, a lot of these guys are not rookies, but these are good guys to invest in. So Andrew Wiggins will be my first guy that I would invest in. Again, my number 10 is like my best pick, so make sure to stick around for that. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure to drop a like, and let me know if you already are thinking about buying these guys, what you think about my picks, and we'll go from there. Number 2 is DAngelo Russell. Again, another guy that kind of went into a system, was a top draft pick, and went to Ohio State. This is not a rookie. He's been in the league a little bit. He's been with the Lakers. He's been playing very well down the stretch in his career so far. Still a very young guy. And I think that this year he's going to be with Karl Anthony Towns with the Timberwolves. And I think that they're going to have a lot of publicity this year. And I know it's crazy to say with the Timberwolves, but I think with both of those guys being Kentucky guys, big-time college guys with a big-time college program, that's something to think about when you are investing in these players. You need to think about who their teammates are, where they went to college, what kind of media attention they are going to get. All of these things play into investing in these cards. A guy doesn't even have to be very good if he has a lot of media attention. So that's something to think about, and kind of keep in your back of your mind while investing in these cards. Another guy, this is the youngest guy on the list for me, and it's RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett was one of the top 3 picks last year in the draft. Could have went number 1, could have went number 2, but Zion and Ja did for a good reason. And RJ has kind of got left in the dust in this draft class. And I think with being in New York, remember, a big market, Duke, big-time program, people are going to remember his name forever. And RJ Barrett is going to show out and explode this year, and people are going to kind of give him more respect. And respect that is due. Not necessarily saying that he is Ja or Zion. He's always going to be linked with those players. but his card is going to explode this year because he's going to get 35 minutes a game. The Knicks aren't going to be very good. He's probably going to score 22 points a game, and he's going to be all over. If the Knicks are on TV, all they're going to be talking about is R.J. Barrett. My next pick, this is a guy, this is one of my out there players, and I think this may be the bounce back player of the year in the NBA. He was also #1 pick. Again, think about these players as, when did they get drafted? Where were they when they got drafted? And what does their career look like since then? Markelle Fultz. Out of Washington, went to the 76ers, didn't work out very well. He couldn't shoot, had surgery. They changed up everything on his shot. It was a big deal. Markelle Fultz has kind of revived himself, and now I think that he is going to be very, very well. He's playing for the Magic. He's going to be a starter, going to be playing 30 minutes plus a game, and people are going to see that Markelle Fultz was actually pretty good at Washington and understand why Washington drafted him. Why Philadelphia drafted him at #1 overall. People do not draft these guys #1 overall, and they're just terrible players. Markelle Fultz is going to explode this year. I am buying his card as much as possible. I just bought a lot of 5. When I say a lot, it's like 5 cards together of his Prism cards. I think I paid like $75 for 5 of his Prism rookies. I would buy his Prism rookies raw for anything under $20. I think that's a great buy right now. So I'm going to, again, I'll put the prices up here, but I'm going to try to give you the PSA 10 and then the raw on average of kind of what they are at this moment. My next player, Zach LaVine. This is a guy that, coming out of college, UCLA, big market, going to the Bulls. Now he's going to be playing for the Bulls. One second, my mom's calling. When mama calls, you better answer. But back to Zach LaVine. I think he's going to have a very good year. He's had a couple injuries these past couple years, and that's fine, but he is a highlight player. That's another thing you need to look at when you're talking about investing in these players. One of the reasons why Zion was so highly media popular and hyped up is because he could dunk really well, and Instagram and YouTube kind of hyped him up before anyone even knew about him at Duke. They all knew him at high school because of his dunks. Zach LaVine is one of those guys. He can dunk like crazy. He can fly, can soar, plays for the Bulls, and if he's in the dunk contest, he'll win that. He's a good player, too. He's going to score 20-something points a game. Zach LaVine is a guy that I like, and I see his card rising up this year. I think he is a very good player to invest in right now. Another guy is Levert. Remember when I said thinking about players that are, what kind of situation they're in? Levert is a guy that not necessarily going to be the star of the team, and his card right now isn't necessarily very expensive, but he's going to be playing alongside with a guy named Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I don't know if you've heard of him. I have, which their cards are very expensive. Levert, you may have never heard of him, and maybe you have. But he's going to be a guy that is playing a huge role in that offense. When they are not on the court, he's going to be scoring. And even when they are, he's going to be a guy that's going to be right there by them every single time. They're going to get a lot of games on TV, on primetime television because of KD and Kyrie. He's going to be a guy that people are going to be seeing and be like, who is this guy? Let's look him up. Let's Google him. Then they're going to want his card. Right now, his card, I would say try to get it. Anything under $25 is a steal, and it's going to go up to $50 by midseason or the All-Star break. You can just mark that down as a win. Very young. I mean, he's a younger guy, good guy to invest in. My next guy is a guy that a lot of you probably know from my channel because I'm from Alabama. I'm an Alabama fan. I also like Duke in basketball, but this guy is from Alabama. We don't get many people from Alabama that is in the NBA, and that's actually good. But this guy, Collin Sexton, guys, invest in him right now. His card, out of all these cards that I'm giving you, for how good he actually is, his card is the cheapest. You can get his card around $10 to $15 raw right now. And for his PSA 10, which I have already bought, you can get his card for around I think I bought mine for around $100. And now it's probably listed at $150, maybe $199. I mean, that's how fast they're going up. When you see these listings on eBay, whatever the lowest one is, and there's nothing else lower, I bought mine at $100, and I think the next lowest was $149. And now I just looked the other day, and it's at $199. So when I put these prices up, these are prices that are available on like eBay right now to buy. So buy his card up. I'm telling you, last year, if you look at his last, say, 20 games, he was scoring 25-ish to 30 points a game. He's a very good player, very underrated, and I would heavily invest in him. Regardless if I was an Alabama fan or not, this guy's good. I promise you he's the real deal. And they're going to be on a rebuilding team, yes, but I'm telling you, he's a very good player for the price point that you can get him at. These next three players are players that are kind of in the more pricey range, but these are my top three players that I think you can buy a graded card right now with them, and they are going to probably triple. Double for sure. The first guy I want to talk about is Ben Simmons, and I personally, I bought a BGS Ben Simmons 9.5, and I do not know why that's not. Anyways, 9.5, sub 10 on it. I bought that for $250, and I think that was a good deal. His PSA 10 is like $400 and something right now. That's another thing you need to know when investing in cards. What's your plans? BGS is always cheaper than PSA 10s, unless it's a BGS 10, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But I don't think it's bad to invest in BGS 9.5s. I think it's actually a steal, and great value in most cases. So, anyways, bought that for $250. This is what it's worth right now. Buy it. I also have his card raw. I got this last year for like $25. Ben Simmons is going to be a player that gets triple doubles, and he's going to be able to start shooting a little bit more this year from outside. He's a guy like LeBron James. He's been, I'm not saying he is LeBron James, but he's been categorized with LeBron James many different times with how big he is, his ball control, his ball handling. He may get traded to Houston. They've mentioned that. I'm telling you, Ben Simmons is a lock to rise. The next guy, Porzingis. PSA 10 Porzingis. I bought this for $275, I believe. And now you can get it around $325. There's already been one sold for $400. Porzingis is going to be a guy, he's playing for the Mavericks now. Who's he play with? Luka. Luka's card is like $2,000 no matter where you look at it. And this is kind of what I'm thinking with Porzingis. Yes, he's very good. The Knicks are terrible and they destroyed him. But he's a foreigner. Not a bad thing. That means he's got more people that are fans of him for the most part. And he's going to be with Luka. People are going to be looking at this team. They're going to be a team that last year they had a great shot to make a run in the playoffs. And a couple of things happened in the playoff game. If you don't remember, he got thrown out of the game for a technical that was crazy. And they had a shot at beating, I believe it was the Clippers. You can let me know if I was wrong. But a shot at beating them in that playoff series. Luka and him were dominating. They're going to be one of the best duos in the league. No one's going to be able to afford Luka's card. He's going to be the next best thing on that team. And people are going to be paying. Basically, I could see this card getting up to $700 by playoffs. And I don't think that's crazy unrealistic. Another guy, and the last guy that I think you should invest in, not the last guy, but last guy that I have been investing in last year. I have videos on this guy, and this year I have videos in this guy now. Brandon Ingram. He's going to be playing with Zion. Played at the Lakers already, so he's already People know him from that. Duke, big market. I'm telling you, he's the best player on the Pelicans. And yes, Zion does play on the Pelicans. He's KD to a T. He is the next Kevin Durant, in my opinion. He was a top 3 pick overall in the draft. And this guy is going to explode this year. Last year, he was an all-star. He is a bucket getter as long as he stays healthy. And really, all these guys, they need to stay healthy. I mean, that is the risk that you take when buying these cards. If the guy gets hurt, their value can dip. Brandon Ingram, I'm telling you, that card is going to be $1,000 by the playoffs this year. Zion's going to be in the playoffs with Brandon Ingram. That card will be $1,000 by the playoffs. I bought that card for $300 last year, and it's already selling for like $450 right now. I'm not selling it yet because I'm very high on him. If I was, investing in any player long term, that would be one player that I am investing in long term, and I appreciate you for sticking around for all 10 of those. And for that, I'm going to give you some pro tips, but I'm also going to let you know a little bit about cards that you are investing in long term, like your Patrick Mahomes, your first of all, side note, you need to invest in this guy right here, Giovanni Reyna, soccer player. We may get into a soccer video later on in the in the series, but invest in him, USA guy. World Cup is coming. Soccer cards are exploding very, very soon. They already have, but they're going to do it again. Keep that in mind. But investing in guys long term, I think BGS is the way to go. It's a very cheaper scale, and I think it is a scale that you're going to be able to still grow your money exponentially. Invest in those silver BGSs. Mahomes, Luka, Jason Tatum, guys like that, huge money. And those are younger guys, and I think that those younger guys are going to do nothing but soar through the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, yes, you can buy your veterans, your KDs, your LeBron, Steph Curry's, James Harden, and you're going to be fine. You're going to make it out all right, and that's fine. But a lot of people who are doing the investing right now, yes, LeBron is somebody that they're always going to be investing in. But these guys that are just getting into it, they're wanting the newer, cheaper stuff. And these are some of the price points that are kind of the newer, cheaper, younger guys that a beginner investor in sports cards are going to be making, not your LeBron PSA 10s, because that is up there, $15,000 easily at the right card. So anyways, I feel like I've gave you some pretty good information. I'm telling you, these guys are going to explode. Buy them now. By the time the NBA season starts, these cards are going to be up, I would say 10%. And I don't think that's crazy to say. I'm serious. They are going to rise very quickly. My pro tip would be stay away from the big men. Unless you're buying legendary Shaqs, Tim Duncans, those type players, that's fine. But I wouldn't be investing in younger big guys right now. Karl-Anthony Towns, Boogie Cousins, think of those type guys. Like those cards, they have a cap on them. Yes, I do have Porzingis, but he's a little bit different from a big man. I think, the Joker from the Nuggets, that's going to be a pretty good investment as well. He's a big guy, but he also is getting triple-doubles, this, that, and the other. I'm just saying, when it comes to just skyrocketing value, you're going to see a lot bigger, more profile, highlight reel dunks and highlight reel plays and scoring a lot of points, which is making the card go up in value. Those type players is going to be in your guards, and they're going to get the most media attention most of the time. Anthony Davis, that's a lock. That's a great investment. The Joker, even Karl-Anthony Towns, yes, they are good, but for the most part, stay away from the big men. I'm just telling you. And also, my other pro tip would be stay away from the hyped out young guys that are on a hot streak. Last year, and still some, Bol Ball or whatever you want to, Ball, whatever you want to call him. His cards went up. I wouldn't buy into any of that hype. Right now, personally, there's another guy Talon Horton Tucker from the Lakers. His card was like $5, $4, $1, $2 like a week ago, and now it's like at $20 to $40. Some are even up to $60. If you have this card right now, I would suggest selling it so fast before that tanks. I just wouldn't buy into the hype of preseason exhibition games. I will buy more into the players that have been there and done it. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you so much for sticking around in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you would drop a like. And if you're new, please subscribe. And let me know in the comments what you think. And if you like these videos, I'm going to keep doing them. And I'm going to keep popping them out, pushing them out. Can't wait to look back at this video and see where these guys are and what kind of value they have for your bank account. So appreciate it. Peace. Stay tuned. Plenty more to come.